The Warriors have been the surprise team of the NBA season so far, and they're playing an incredible 12-man rotation right now where no one's logging over 30 minutes a night, and they come at you in waves while preserving their playing style. Coach Steve Kerr has talked about simplifying the offensive philosophy for young players while maintaining those quick-hitting actions and movement that define Golden State basketball. And we'll get to some of the stuff that's different that they're doing this year that has made them so successful, but Buddy Hield has been an incredible addition for them to start this season. So look at their spacing on this play. Kevon Looney is ahead of the pack, so he runs to the corner instead of maybe setting a screen for Curry. They get into this traditional 5-out set with the paint wide open, and Gary Payton II is essentially functioning as the other big out there at 6'3". So when they go to flow into offense, Curry sets a screen in the corner, but Payton realizes Kevon Looney isn't really going to take this handoff, so he can just reverse it to the other side, quick little pitch to Hield, and all of a sudden that turns into a layup. And this happens for a ton of reasons. First, the spacing, where Brandon Pajemski holds his man, Steph Curry on the other side of the court completely occupies his man as he times this cut perfectly with the handoff to come off this screen. And the last part here is that Buddy Hield is such a great shooter with a quick release that Payton's man needs to be up on him in this coverage if Hield's defender doesn't go over and push him off that line. So that little moment of indecision where Hield might have a shooting pocket frees up Gary Payton on the roll. Now, what happens if you play a slightly different coverage with Hield? He's on the far side of the court here, gets a simple screen from Kevon Looney, and this time the defender doesn't step up to meet him in that little space. The cushion's too big, and he splashes that home. And note how well Buddy sets up his man here. First, he's acting like he's going to screen in the corner, then turns and runs Sam Hauser right into the brick wall of Looney, and that creates the space. So his movement skills and off-ball instincts fit perfectly in this offense. Here, the ball ends up with Pajemski at the top. Looney goes to set a back screen for Melton. At the same time, Hield times that cut out of the corner to come off this screen, and that original cut by Melton froze Donovan Clingan just for a second, and now no one's there in this little shooting pocket for Buddy Hield, and it's too much space because of that release speed where he can just rip it in no time, even on a catch and shoot like this in transition where the defender seems like he's right there, but we're talking about just over half a second from the time the ball touches Hield's hands to the time he gets it out of his hand. That is a lightning fast release, which means you can't relax and give him a little cushion in these situations, especially in transition. So here's Brandon Ingram. He looks like he's guarding Hield as he watches the ball here, but Buddy gets it off in half a second from the time that thing hits his hand. And so that little lapse from Ingram is enough to give him airspace, and he's always had a really fast release, but he is just aggressively slinging this year, which looks a little even faster than prior seasons. And the result is just by far his highest scoring rate of his career, and he has the green light fitting in this system. Here's that same play we saw earlier where the cutter goes through, Hield comes off the screen, and when there's no second defender there and he perfectly walks his man into the pick like this, it's just too much space for that quick catch and shoot, which means defenses are going to have to play this differently. So here Washington is denying that cut, which means Hield has to go backdoor, and nothing's really there. But Golden State can just flow into the screening action on the other side. Hield pops out, and he actually just misses this one, but it's such a great example of the principle of the offense where he respaces to the near side, and then they can basically run the same play with him as the screener, then turning and curling and coming off. He's made most of them and sort of served as another Curry out there, looking to be really aggressive in early ball screens or run to the line in transition, hit somebody with a nasty cut, and then punish them that way. This is also the best defense I've ever seen him play, part of these really active, quick, small units that the Warriors are playing. And he's even making good defensive plays like this, anticipating the pass here around the basket and then headed the other way in transition. And while he's probably never going to be an above average man defender, he's been able to hold his own thus far during the season with other great defenders around him in team support. And to me, this is a huge credit to the Warriors staff and coaching because it's a good environment for Buddy. But look at how attentive he is on this play. Eyes on the ball, moving into much better position on the weak side. And that allows him to make a crazy block on a lob. And he can't quite finish the play without a foul, but that is spectacular stuff. Buddy's peak scoring numbers in Sacramento were about 23 points per 75 at 3 percentage points ahead of the league. And to start the year right now, he's closer to 30 per 75 on more than 10% better than the league. And while that won't hold, just making his three-point shooting a reasonable 40% still would give him a career best scoring number. And just for perspective, these are very similar numbers to Klay Thompson's peak season back in 2015, with the same number of assists, just way fewer turnovers. Now, Buddy's not Klay Thompson, and he's playing fewer minutes and attacking second units, but it's a similar kind of movement shooter that's really helped this Golden State offense. I mean, we talk about Steph Curry's gravity all the time, and Hield has a ton as well. He completely takes his man out of the play in the strong side corner. No one comes, and it's an easy dunk. And yes, teams don't want to help off that strong side corner anyway, but look what happens when it's on the weak side. Buddy pulls his man beyond the arc like he's Steph Curry. Meanwhile, the actual Steph Curry is in the corner being face guarded. And so when you need to send a second defender toward him, there just aren't many defenders left, and it's another dunk. And of course, this also means he has gravity on his screens. This set is for Jonathan Kuminga to attack. So when Hield comes up to set this inverted screen, his man does not want to switch and leave him because he's worried about him shooting, and now Kuminga can play with a ton of space and there's no one left to help. The Warriors have actually simplified the offense with more 5-out sets like this, both for an ISO player like Kuminga to attack into space or to run delay with a big man up top, where the first set of options are just simple handoff games to start pressuring defenders. For the full version of this video, become a channel member. Members get every video we make ad-free and private community posts with my quick-hitting thoughts throughout the season that can turn into videos or podcasts. To access our team and player stats throughout the year, as well as our vibrant Discord community, check out patreon.com/thinkingbasketball. That's also just a great way to support us in general. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks as always for watching, and I hope you are having a great day.